Okay, so what if the grand Gothic cathedrals we see today weren't just built? What if they were actually calculated? And what if their towering arches and incredible stained glass windows hold a secret mathematical language? Well, today we're diving into how some really cutting-edge AI is being used to read a message that's been hidden in plain sight for centuries.
This single line right here, this is our starting point. It's hinting that these unbelievable buildings are so much more than just marvels of architecture. They're physical proof of a forgotten cosmic blueprint, a system that was actually designed to connect heaven and earth through stone and glass. So let's unpack what that celestial logic really was.
All right, Section 1, a lost celestial logic. To really get what researchers are looking for now, we first have to get our heads around what's been lost over all these hundreds of years.
You see, the master builders of the Gothic era, they weren't just construction workers, not even close. They were keepers of a kind of sacred knowledge. They literally encoded a precise mathematical and spiritual logic into every single arch, window, and vault. But here's the thing, they didn't just write it down in a simple instruction manual. This wisdom was a living tradition, passed down from master to apprentice, and over time it's just shattered into 1,000 pieces.
So, how in the world do you solve a puzzle when the pieces are scattered across centuries of history? Well, you invent a whole new kind of archaeologist, one that isn't made of flesh and blood, but of algorithms. Basically, an AI detective.
So this AI brings a totally new skill to the table, something called algorithmic vision. Think of it like this. A human historian, they can read one book at a time, right? This AI can read an entire library in an instant. And it's not just reading, it's cross-referencing everything, finding all these faint connections and hidden patterns across tons of scattered data. Symmetries that are just, well, invisible to you and me.
And the difference in the approach here is just staggering. I mean, traditional research, it hits a brick wall when records are missing. But the AI, it actually thrives in those gaps. It takes all those fragments, partial blueprints, notes on sacred geometry, conflicting historical accounts, and it doesn't just analyze them one by one, it uses them to reverse engineer the entire system, filling in the blanks by figuring out the underlying logic.
Okay, so how exactly does this digital detective work? It follows a really clear three-step process to piece this whole ancient puzzle back together.
It's really a three-stage process. First, researchers just feed the AI this massive data set. We're talking centuries of fragmented blueprints, architectural notes, texts on sacred geometry, the whole shebang. Second, the AI's neural network gets to work, hunting for hidden rules and recurring patterns. And finally, armed with all those patterns, it generates a complete model, a digital reconstruction of the original mathematical logic the master builders were probably using.
And this is where it gets really, really exciting. After all that analysis, we finally get to the main event.
This is the moment of truth, right? After sifting through centuries of fragmented knowledge, what secrets did this machine manage to pull from the stone?
Well, the AI uncovered two fundamental things. First, a set of hidden ratios. These are precise mathematical proportions that just show up again and again in the stonework. But even more profound, it found what researchers are calling governing frequencies. Now, don't think of these as sound. Think of them as core mathematical principles that dictate everything, from the building shape to the way light and sound actually behave inside it, shaping the very feeling of the space.
But why? Why go to all this trouble? Why embed such a complex mathematical language into these buildings? The answer, it turns out, reveals the ultimate purpose of these incredible structures.
See, this was never just about building a strong, beautiful church. The math, the hidden ratios, those governing frequencies, every single element was a tool. They were literally engineering an experience, precisely shaping light, sound, and space to guide the human spirit toward a feeling of pure awe and transcendence.
And there it is. That's the ultimate goal of this lost celestial logic, to create a space that felt like a bridge between our world, the terrestrial, and the heavens, the divine. The math was the language they used to build that very bridge.
It's an incredible thought, isn't it? We're aiming our most advanced creation, generative AI, at some of our most mysterious and ancient ones. We're literally using the logic of the future to unlock the wisdom of the past.
And all of this leaves us with one last tantalizing question. If AI can help us hear the mathematical music of these cathedrals, what other lost languages, forgotten histories, and ancient secrets are still out there, just waiting for the right tool to come along and help us see them again?